IShowSpeed is headed down a very dark and dangerous path, one where he may choose to end both his time on YouTube and his time on Earth. But what would cause a wildly successful YouTube creator, one getting millions of subscribers literally overnight, to end it all? What if I told you that the biggest threat to IShowSpeed is the very community he created? Please be aware, this video will contain the subject matter of bullying the mentally unwell, self-harm, and harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. IShowSpeed, or Speed as he refers to himself, is a reaction YouTube channel that has broken records for subscribers and live stream attendance. Speed has grown his community to over 8 million subscribers at the time of this recording, with over half of all subscribers coming within the last few months and more than 90% of his total audience joining within the last year. Speed recently did a Juneteenth live stream with an audience peaking at about 82,000 concurrent viewers, all the more impressive considering it was only a year ago that Speed was celebrating his 10,000 subscriber milestone. His secret is his content. Speed's content is not flashy, it's raw. His audience tunes in for over-the-top entertainment in its purest form. He performs structured activities, but adds an overwhelming sense of random that makes you want to keep watching until the next antic. He barks randomly, sings randomly, and yells random phrases randomly. I looked through most of IShowSpeed's content from 2021 to 2022, and I was lucky enough to find a clip of him doing all three.
Do you love God? God is good. God is great. Thank you for this great day. Don't get me wrong. He is the best.
Admittedly, Speed's current content is very controversial at times. While his random acts of insanity are typically harmless humor, Speed has no reservations about being wildly inappropriate. After finding huge success with his shock value content, Speed adopted vulgar humor as a staple of his brand. True to his brand, Speed is quick to shout out insults at anyone he disagrees with. His insults are not creative either. He mostly just repeats the classics. However, this version of Speed was not the original. When he was a smaller streamer averaging 10 to 30 views per stream, Speed was actually very positive, especially when addressing his chat. His energy was still high, but he had no antics and hardly any freak-out moments. His only conflicts would be with either game mechanics or taking losses. Very typical gamer gripes. Yes, he did use socially unacceptable language to voice his discontent, but as a person, he seemed positive, and as a creator, he seemed stable. Eventually, Speed would come to realize what gets the most views to his channels was his reactions. He would tailor his content around this idea to garner more attention and expand his online presence. Understandably, his parents did not approve of this method. Speed gained traction through overly aggressive exchanges between himself and other online gamers. The audio of one such exchange was clipped and posted to worldstarhiphop.com, where it would later be heard by Speed's mother. After hearing the audio from the clip, Speed's parents became very alarmed. In concern for their son, Speed's parents decided he was no longer allowed to produce content of any kind. His mother would later confiscate his PS4 as he would often use the console for live streams. He posted a video explaining the situation titled, "I went viral on Worldstar Hip Hop and got kicked out of the house." Speed may have only intended the video to be an update of his absence, but it gave a rare human look into the young developing psyche of IShowSpeed. He shows a high level of respect for his mother, at least by the standards of IShowSpeed. He never calls her out of her name. He acknowledges she was within her right to take the PS4 because she bought it, and he did not leave the house until he was explicitly requested to do so. At this point, he is technically sneaking to do YouTube against his mother's wishes, but the fact that he is sneaking is another demonstration of the value he places in his mother's words. He understands that he is not to fly in the face of her authority. I bring up these points to show that Speed does have parents in his life imparting values that he feels have weight. Speed even admits that he requested approval from his father before continuing his YouTube career behind his mother's back. Speed and his father would eventually go on to have a Thanksgiving special live stream where Speed can be seen actively tempering his behavior and speech in respect to his father. Now, does this make IShowSpeed a good kid, a desirable son, a golden child? I don't think that's my place to say, but it does show that IShowSpeed is less of a rampaging delinquent and more of a sneaky little scam. Also, this video gives us insight on how IShowSpeed views himself in respect to YouTube. He stated that without his YouTube channel, he has nothing, acknowledging school, friends, and sports as being less important. With that, I think we have enough information to make some solid assumptions about IShowSpeed, the offline normal human person, not the YouTube personality. He cares about family, YouTube, and not much else. Speed is happy to provide top-tier reaction comedy to any viewers brave enough to watch. He just wants what is online to stay online. The problem lies in Speed's constant interaction with his community bleeding over and influencing his real life. Speed is often met with laughs when pleading seriously with his audience to stop harassing him IRL. But trolling is a given when you make content like Speed's. He is popular. He should expect that he will attract the attention of trolls and just have thicker skin. After all, it's just a prank. We're just joking. It's just a joke. It is exactly this mindset that blurs the line between a silly interaction and blatant harassment. Okay, let's say you live stream for a living. Would you personally be able to brush off community intrusiveness as just a joke? What if someone slowed down your internet so bad that you could not stream at all for days, so they're hindering your income? Or if someone released your personal information? Or worse, what if someone released the personal information of your family? For Speed, these hypotheticals are all too real. His mother has been call bombed at work, his dead aunt used as a running joke. He has had multiple delivery pranks sent to his address and the addresses of his family. His internet has been slowed down virtually in the way I previously described, and a host of other life events have been enacted on this teenage boy who defines his very identity by the community, causing him harm. Speed is victimized in real life for online entertainment. Keep in mind that Speed is very young and impressionable. Teenagers have done unthinkable acts with much less negative pressure than IShowSpeed has on him right now. And I know what can happen to a content creator whose mental breakdown is just a show for their audience. I present to you Etika, a YouTuber, influencer, and gamer best known for his over-the-top reactions. He rose to fame on multiple social media platforms and made a name for himself through his community interactions on livestream. Everyone thought he was edgy, high energy, and entertaining, so much so that no one bothered to take his mental health issues seriously. His breakdowns were just a show, another joking moment for his audience to laugh at, and if for a moment he seemed even remotely serious, all the better for his viewers to enjoy his mental collapse. Just like IShowSpeed, Etika built his community with rude humor and antics. When you become famous this way, your audience will demand bigger and bigger reactions. So basically, you train your audience to harass you in order to elicit a more entertaining freakout moment. Parallels of IShowSpeed and Etika are unnerving. Both were over-the-top content creators. Both content creators were heavily involved in their communities. Both communities were addressed directly by the creators to ask them to stop harassing them. And both communities saw the mental distress of those creators as comedic. My hope with this video is that by acknowledging these stories have the same beginning and middle, we can avoid them having a similar end. Etika's community cyberbullied him relentlessly for entertainment, all while making light of his clear mental health issues. In his last live stream ever, he was having a mental breakdown while the police were outside his door, trying to make sure he wasn't causing any self-harm. Etika's chat trolled him in this very tender moment, saying the police have snipers on the roof outside, and that he should ignore the police and go play a video game. Days after the incident, Etika recorded a goodbye vlog as he walked down the road. Etika's last words can still be found here on YouTube. He mentions never considering self-harm in the past and apologized to his community as he walked down the road. His belongings would be found neatly piled on the Manhattan Bridge. His body would later be discovered in the river below. This is a real story about a real YouTuber. We are no longer talking about what can happen. We are talking about what did happen. Take an honest look. Do not avert your eyes from this obvious truth. It's not a joke or a game. Do you remember the young black gamer YouTuber who suffered abuse from his community and took his own life? Either we say yes as an answer today, or we resign ourselves to a future where we answer which one.